What's going on, guys? If you find yourself completely overwhelmed by the tactics and terminology of Valorant, don't worry, because today I've got you covered. My guides are totally dedicated to helping new players to this genre of games shorten the learning curve a little bit, because these games tend to have a very steep learning curve and they're pretty unforgiving when you're trying to learn them. Alright, so today we're going to go over the frequent terminology used for strategies in Valorant, and we're going to explain what those strategies are. Knowing these are going to help you become a better player and will also allow you to take on the role of a shot caller. Before we get started, I would like to say thank you guys so much for all the love and support you've showed me on my last two videos. It's blown me away. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys haven't watched my last two videos and you're struggling with aiming and peeking, if you want to check those out, the links will be in the description below, and I think they'll help you all out as well. I do stream on Twitch, the link for that will also be in the description below. If you guys would like to stop by and continue the discussion that we have today or talk about aiming and peeking, I would love to see you guys there. Alright, let's get started. Alright guys, so the first thing we're going to talk about is taking bomb sites when you're on offense. Now, remember, one of the most important things to note when you're on offense is to make sure your team is on the same page. So relay this information, relay the plan before the round even starts. That way everybody's on the same page and everybody's operating as one unit. Alright, we're going to talk about the different types of site takes. So you can have an A long rush where all 5 are going to rush through A long and try to take the site that way. And that's kind of just a brute force take the site, right? You're just rushing in and trying to get it. Where a split would be something where there's 2 entrances into that site. So maybe 2 of you push up through A short, and then the other 3 push up through A long, or vice versa, you know, whatever. As long as you're split between the entrances, that would be a split take. Alright, so maybe you want to play for picks, right? So if you're playing for picks, you might set up in different areas of the map, right? So when you're attacking, you may have a person peek A long, a person peek mid, peek B, somebody peek C long, you know, and see if any of the defenders get aggressive. You're going to be playing more defensive on offense, waiting for a defender to get aggressive. And when you pick someone off of a site, then you as a team need to make the decision to if you're going to push off of that pick, right? So say somebody gets really aggressive on A long and we pick him off, then the whole team's going to rotate and we're going to take A site while the enemy team's trying to rotate. So if you're playing against a very passive defensive team, then a set take may be your best play. And a set take would be that as a team, we're going to predetermine a time that we're going to use all of our utility. So say we have a Brimstone on our team, we're going to say when the clock hits 45 seconds, Brimstone is going to start dropping smokes in areas that can cut off enemy rotations, and we're all going to rush A at that time, using any type of utility we have to flush people out of corners. So if we have Molotov to flush people out of heaven, out, you know, wherever they've been playing throughout the game. So that's another really common, really effective site take. Real quick, I want to mention, if you're playing against a defense that is extremely aggressive and they like to flank and they like to push through the spot or the site that you're not actively taking and flanking around to the other site, a set take and playing for picks can be absolutely devastating against these types of teams. You just let their aggression play into your plan and then you take the site right after. It's a great idea. Alright guys, so we've taken the bomb site and we're getting ready to plant the spike. Now, believe it or not, there is strategy behind where you want to plant the spike. So let's talk about that next. Alright, so the 2 types of plants we're going to talk about is open plants and safe plants. A safe plant you're going to use if you took some casualties on your initial entry and there's only a couple of you still alive. You're going to want to plant in the safest place possible where you're minimizing how many angles you can be shot from while you're planting. Preferably you have a teammate watching an angle that you can get shot from. So in a corner like this would be like a safe plant. If you have a teammate here, then, you know, maybe planting on the other side of this. that can watch long and see short. Anywhere you can find a corner that you're minimizing the place that you can get shot, that's going to be a safe plant. An open plant is going to be something you plant more out in the open that's easier to defend, and you're going to do this when you have multiple teammates still alive. Maybe all 5 of you are still alive, 4 of you are still alive, you have a numbers advantage, whatever. So an open plant would be something like planting here that can be defended by multiple angles. So if you plant here, the guy in short can defend it, long can defend it, guys coming from spawn can defend it. It can be defended from pretty much every angle on the site. And if you hear somebody say planting for long, that's just another type of like an open plant where they plant specifically to be defended from long, or planting for short or whatever. So if you hear someone say planting for and then they give one of the call out locations, they're planning so it can be defended from that location. I hope that makes sense. Alright, so for the rest of this video, I'm just going to say some quick quality of life tips and things to kind of remember while you're playing. So talking in the in-game chat is very important. It's important to have a good time, but if you're playing ranked and you're sweating, then once the freeze time is ended, any non-game related chatter should end. Like, we shouldn't be talking about our mouse or our lag or whatever when we're in the middle of the round, because other players are trying to listen for footsteps, they're trying to listen for call-outs. Also, the caveat off of that, when you're dead, try to be as quiet as possible. Don't be a backseat gamer, and unless you just truly believe the person did not see the guy, or if there's multiple people still alive and somebody doesn't make a call out, then it's okay to make that call out, but it's usually better practice for the most part just to stay quiet when you're dead. Also, trading. Trading is so important in games like Valorant and Counter-Strike. It can be the difference between winning a round and losing a round. So trading is the act of going 1 for 1, right? So if 2 people peek a door, the defender takes 1 guy out and then you respond by killing the defender. It's a 1 for 1 trade. Now, this also can be used as baiting. If, say, you have 10 HP, you're, life support, you're hanging on by a thread anyways, you can peek with someone that's full HP right behind you peeking, you take the attention of the enemy, you bait the enemy into shooting at you, giving up his location for your full health friend to take the kill shot and do another trade / bait that way. The last term worth knowing is probably just the term default. Default can mean a few things, like all 5 defenders playing usual positions. You're playing default. There's no stacks. A default take is all 5 attackers running a predetermined strategy that you've ran multiple times before. Default plant kind of evolves throughout the game where you're planting the bomb in the same place over and over, so that becomes the default plant. Alright guys, if you learned something, please leave a like in this video. That lets me know that the content and the guides I'm putting together are actually helping people. If there's something you're struggling with that I haven't went over yet, leave it in the comments and I might make a video on it. As I said, I do stream on Twitch, and if you guys want to continue this conversation more in detail, you can find me there. And until the next video, thank you guys so much for watching, and you all take it easy.